Hello YouTubers, this is my trusty Ford Focus. It's the 1.6 TDCi. It's my lovely little workhorse. Great little car. So it's the 1.6 diesel with the turbo, and I used it as my driving school car. So you can see down there, I've actually got my dual controls still in it. I'm no longer a driving instructor, but I've still got my dual controls in it. And it's a brilliant car, very reliable. With it being a diesel, it does good miles to the gallon. I'll show you the mileage now it's done. Believe it or not, I've had no trouble at all with this car. It's got a bit of a warped disc now, so I could do with the disc sorting. But other than that, it's been very reliable. 4 years I was a driving instructor with it. I didn't go through a single clutch. When I had the Ford Fiesta, I'd go through a clutch every year. And I was doing 30,000 miles a year at the hands of people who can't drive. And I don't know if you can see the mileage there, but it's done most of that at the hands of people who can't drive, believe it or not, and it stood up to the punishment really well. It's one of those cars, it's not going to set the world on fire or light, but it does what it says on the tin. It's a great little reliable motor. Loads of room, it's comfortable as well, and as a driving instructor I was in it all day, and there's plenty of leg room. I used to get cramped in the Fiesta. I used to get a lot of leg ache and back ache. I don't get that in this. So it's a good touring car, you know. Back seat, reasonable room in the back seat, plenty of room all the way round. It's got a lovely sized boot as well. The only thing I would say, from the inside, it took me a while to get used to, was the handbrake. If you look down there at the handbrake, it's at the wrong side. And that's because they made more left-hand drive models than they did right-hand drive models. So just to cut corners, I've not bothered. So the handbrake is a long way away, it's right over there. If you sit in the passenger seat, it actually feels like it's in the right place for a left-hand drive car. So that they've put it on the, they've not bothered to change that round. That's the only thing. The noise you can just hear there is my Bluetooth. I did have Bluetooth fitted when I was a driving instructor. Just that little sits there so I could talk to people completely hands-free. I don't like wearing those daft things in your ears, so that's what I have fitted. But now I just use it to go to work and back now, because I'm no longer a driving instructor. But it's a great little car. Can't sell it because the mileage it's done is so high. I won't get peanuts for it. Plus, with it being an ex-driving school car, with it having the dual controls on it, that knocks another 20% off the value. So if I sold it, what would I buy? And the car that I'd buy wouldn't be as good as the one that I've just sold, so it's pointless selling it. So I'm just going to run it until it dies. But it's a brilliant car. I'll show you the outside now. We'll have a quick tour around. The only other bad thing is it's rusting a bit in the wheel arches. I picked silver because as a driving school car it doesn't show the scratches very well. And being a driving instructor, it got plenty of scratches, but if you look down there, it is rusting just by the sills. Don't know if anybody knows how to sort that out. If you've got any hints or tips, I'd very much appreciate that. That's the only thing really. It's going there. Pull out again. Also where the door ends, just there, you can just see it's just starting to go. What I'm doing at the moment is just squirting it with WD-40. I do wax it every month as well with something called Showroom Shine, which I do, keep it in good nick. But as a long distance lorry driver, I'm away all week, so I only drive it into work on the Monday and drive it back on the Friday. But my mum hasn't got a car now, so she drives it. So she actually drives it more than me. But it's a fantastic little car, lovely boot. If you look at the size there, it's full of all sorts. You can get all sorts in that boot, plus the seats come down. It's a huge boot. One problem I do find with this, when it's chucking it down in rain, when you open up the boot, all the water runs down. It seems to run down here. It can get inside the actual boot area. So when I'm bringing all my stuff to work, all my duvets and all my food, it does get a bit wet sometimes. It's not very well thought out. It's the only things I don't like is the handbrake and the water running down onto the inside of the boot sometimes when it's chucking it down in rain. But other than that, really good reliable motor. And I'll shut him back down again. I love the engine as well. It's the same engine they use in the Peugeots, the TDCi engine, which is a very reliable. Not massively fast, but I wouldn't say it was slow either. and for the miles to the gallon that you get out of it, and for the trouble free that I've had hardly any trouble at all. No trouble at all with the engine, actually, no trouble at all. What I'll just do, open up the bonnet now on this vehicle. You got to take the key out. Used to confuse some of my clients when they were learning. They'd be looking for the catch and there isn't one. So all you do, flip him over, key out, turn him the other way. Now I've got to there we go. It's difficult doing it whilst filming. There we go, there's my engine. Switch him on again. That's the one thing I can trust with this car. I used it in my driving school for 4 years and it started rain, snow, sleet. It will always get me to work or wherever it is I want to go. There's nothing fancy there, but it will always do it. Always does what you ask it to. There's the engine, the 1.6 TDCI engine, diesel. So they're using the Peugeots. It's also the same engine they use in the Ford Transit vans, obviously slightly bigger. Which nowadays is used in the Land Rovers. And there's my, oh, an old Land Rover, but there's my old Land Rover there. But the new modern Land Rovers use a TDCI engine, which is the same as this. They've just waterproofed it and dustproofed it a bit more. And that's it, that's my little Ford Focus. It's a great little car. Thanks for watching, I'll post another video on soon. Bye!